Hey, did you hear the news?
Hold on.
The following is a Just Green production brought to you by the Might Be News Network.
One of the best musicians in the universe. A couple of CBD aficionados. Our studio smells like cat piss. My name is Taylor Cooper, and this might be news to you. What is going on, everybody? It is the week of October 12th, 2020. Like I said, I'm Taylor Cooper. With me, as always now, Jackie. What's up, Jackie?
Hi.
Jackie's here. Co-host Kev is not, therefore he can go fuck himself. Co-host Danny is not here as well, but I really wish he was. I miss you, Danny. With us tonight, though, we have a couple very special guests. Okay, we have Mike and April Dunn. What is going on, you guys? How are you tonight?
Hello.
Good evening.
We're so excited to have you guys here. It's going to be a great show. We have a lot to talk about. I have a lot of CBD stuff to talk about with you guys. Mike Dunn, you just put out a new album, and I can't wait to talk to you about it and listen to some of it. But first off, how's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Doing good.
Yeah.
Everybody's good. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's made it through another week of
Barely.
of life, you know. So season premiere week was absolutely amazing last week. I just want to give a huge shout out to everybody that tuned in and listened to it. Make sure that you check out the rest of the shows this week. We got the season premiere of Might Be Tunes on Friday. I'm sure we're going to be talking about Van Halen quite a bit on Friday. So make sure you tune into that. Very crazy stuff with that. But I really am excited to have both April and Mike here because we talked a little bit last week about just what we're doing together. We're going to be working together a lot more. You guys are going to be helping us with some marketing things and amongst other things. I didn't really go into many details last week because we're still working out the details. And some of the details are things that I don't even understand. So I saw CJ yesterday and I'm just like, CJ, I'm going to need you to help me with some of these details because I legitimately don't understand them. And that's where the, he's my spiritual advisor, technical guru. I need both of those things. So I'm very excited about it. We have a lot of things in the next couple weeks that we're going to want to kind of unveil, and you guys have a lot to do with that. But for now, we're going to do some good news.
Hey, did you hear the news?
This better be good.
You want the good news or the bad news?
Give me the good stuff.
All right, so last week we didn't have good news. This week we do.
Yes.
So automatically, week 2 is better.
We need some good news in 2020.
We need good news in 2020.
Yes,
you know,
more now than ever.
I was like, this is going to be hard. And then I found these stories and I was like, that was actually way easier than I thought it was going to be.
Nice.
This first one is absolutely great. And I wish I'll post this on the website or on the Instagram, whatever, so you can see some of these pictures. 5-year-old donates baby Yoda doll to firefighters in California. A 5-year-old boy's gift for wildfire first responders is touching the hearts of fire crews all over the western U.S. When Sasha Tinning took her grandson Carver to a shop for items to donate to firefighters, he just knew what they needed, Baby Yoda. They sent this Baby Yoda doll out to these firefighters, and the firefighters responded by taking a ton of pictures with this Baby Yoda while they're out there fighting these fires in California. And they kind of passed the Baby Yoda doll around to different firefighting crews, and they continue to take pictures of it and post it. It's just such a cool story. Total morale booster for these guys, they were saying, and it's just such a cool story. Like I said, I'll post the story on our Instagram so people can see the pictures because that's better than the actual stories itself. Like,
it's adorable.
you can see these how excited these firefighters are, and just how cool it was that they thought that this little kid thought about them enough to send them this toy. The second story I have: a 102-year-old wears PPE to mail her ballot in. At 102 years old, Bay Lumpkin has never missed voting in a presidential election, and even though casting her ballot was more dangerous this year, she didn't let the coronavirus epidemic stop her. The now viral photo shared by the Chicago Teachers Union shows the former teacher of 35 years wearing elaborate personal protective equipment to send out her mail-in ballot this past Thursday. In the moment, she's all smiles and holds up her ballot wearing gloves and a hot pink coat. This lady is decked top to bottom, and she looks like Homer Simpson working at the power.
Working at the nuclear factory, yeah.
Totally. I mean, but good for her, though. I mean, she realizes the importance of the election. She realizes the importance of using her right to vote, and good for her. And I'm glad that the mail-in voting works for her because she's one of the people most at risk in times like this. So it's a really cool thing. My final story, good news, is not this one I just chose. Let's see. Disney fans donate nearly $50,000 to food bank to help laid-off park employees. Tom and Sarah Bricker, a couple who runs the Disney Tourist blog, discovered the folks who run their favorite theme park were in need they couldn't stand by. Excuse me. Like many destinations that revolve around tourism, food, and large crowds, the happiest place on earth has been amongst businesses struggling since the pandemic. In March, Disney World parks in Orlando, Florida were forced to close for nearly 4 months before reopening amidst rising coronavirus cases in July. Disneyland in Anaheim, California remains closed. While its parks were shut down, the company temporarily furloughed thousands of workers with continued health benefits. And then on September 29th, Disney laid off 28,000 employees across its parks.
Jesus.
That's insanity. And this couple, they straight up raised $50,000 just to help these people, who a lot of them are like younger college kids, stuff like that. It's just crazy stuff. So it's good to see people out there doing good things for people. Certainly,
you gotta do what you can, even if it's just like getting the baby Yoda to put a smile on some faces. It's just you gotta do what you can right now. So
positivity is what we need.
Absolutely.
Fun fact: that baby Yoda that the firefighters got was actually the costume of an ex-Disney employee.
Really?
Yeah.
A young one.
He's such a weirdo.
A young one. You had me for a second. I was like, really?
Really little.
Animal costume. I was like,
they start them young.
Yeah.
Child labor laws.
Really and outdated.
So, Eunomia CBD, human champion. I don't even know where to start with you guys. First of all, I've known you both for a very, 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 very
couple of years now.
Very long time.
Yeah, like what, 2-3 years?
And it's been
more than that.
Amazing knowing you guys and doing so many drugs with you, Mike, in the past. But like, it's just been a blast being your friend over the years. And I guess we'll start with Eunomia because it's something that when you guys both got into it, it totally caught me off guard because I think, if I remember right, I was living in Florida when you guys started with Eunomia. And if I remember right, maybe it was even before that. I don't know. But how long have you guys been doing Eunomia?
We're on our 3rd calendar year now. So
I was home.
Yeah.
I was home.
Yeah. You've been home for 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
We've been together for 5 years.
Oh.
Time flies.
I think I was living in Florida.
Wrong. You don't know what you're talking about.
He doesn't know anything about time.
Maybe you were on vacation in Florida.
2020 has been such a long year that there's no concept of time.
I look like a penis.
That too.
So, but yeah, so I've known you guys a long time, and obviously I don't care anything about you guys to find out what actually happened and when things happen in chronological order. But so you've been doing Eunomia for 3 years, and for those of the people out there that haven't heard the episodes with you guys before, what made you guys want to get into it?
For me, I know 2 things. So one, I broke my tailbone almost 10 years ago now, and I was living on ibuprofen every day, just to a ridiculous amount. And 2, the job that I was at was ridiculously stressful. So I wanted to find some, rather than starting to get a nicotine habit or something, or starting to drink a lot more, I wanted to find something that was more natural. So I tried a couple of CBDs and they were working really, really well. And then Mike, he has bursitis in his shoulder. And so that was helping him with his drumming. And once I kind of figured that out, we were like, all right, we kind of looked into a couple of different companies, did a little bit of work with them, and realized that we wanted to, that it was the time. Like, we didn't have kids, we didn't have any obligations that were holding us back. So I put about a year of work into it while I was still working at my main job. And then it got to the point where I was able to leave. So we got to do it completely on our own, and we checked out different labs, and we found a partner that we really like, and we've been working with them ever since. Just, they are the ones that do the quality on our products. They do the extraction, they do everything. We don't do it in our basement or anything like that. But it's important to have someone that you can trust like that.
Absolutely. Your stuff is incredible, and I didn't say it in the beginning like I should have, and I always do. Our network is sponsored by Eunomia, eunomiacbd.com. Go there, use promo code MBN, get 20% off, free shipping and free shit. It's a miracle. The stuff is a miracle.
And it tastes good.
Good.
Love the gummies.
The gummies are so good, and the bath bombs are incredible. So I hear. I'm far too big to take a bath. No,
I've used them though.
you'd have to like put
Nice.
me in a like a jumbo washer, and then just put the bath bomb in there.
Just put a whole bunch in a swimming pool, and then you can jump in.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go. That's a good idea. I should do that next time. But we love the dropper. We put that. The gummies are incredible. Even the lollipops are fantastic. Finn likes the treats.
Yep.
Good.
Eunomia CBD is really fantastic stuff, and the quality of it is incredible. It's something that you guys obviously take pride in and should take pride in because it's that incredible. Even just the packaging and everything about it is just the presentation of it, the labels, the logo, everything about it is just
Top notch.
perfection. And congratulations to both of you guys on that.
Congratulations on all your success. You smell
Thank you.
terrific.
So how is it? Do you feel like, not to get too crazy into it, but like, do you feel like business has increased during the pandemic? Do you feel like people are more stressed out? It's helping them, or obviously times are kind of tough. People are on unemployment and things of that nature, but like, how has it been for you guys during the pandemic?
We have had a lot more online orders and brand new people finding us, and refer friends. We've had a ton of those, so that people are actually talking to people, which is awesome. The majority of our business in the past has always been in person at events. Mike, you went to what, like 75 events last year?
Yeah, I did a lot of events.
Yeah. So that was always big. Wholesale business was good for us in the past, but this year so many businesses shut down, and a couple of them have reopened and they placed orders pretty much right away, which was fantastic. But a lot of them still have their doors shut, and they've laid off people, and they can't afford to really do more than the bare minimum right now, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
So we're so thankful for the online orders. And you guys have been huge with that. We get a ton of a lot of your listeners, which is fantastic. But it's just kind of word of mouth for us right now, because that's what our events used to be, was word of mouth and getting out there.
Right. So what, for a lot of people, more people than I can even count at this point, are totally clueless about CBD and what it does and the benefits of it. Can you go into that a little bit, just kind of explain to some of our listeners who might be unfamiliar with it or terrified of it because of the wacky weed or whatever?
Yeah, you don't want to get high. Yeah. Mike, do you want to go into a little bit of kind of what makes Eunomia different?
Absolutely.
Well,
you better know this by now.
Honestly, well, why don't you field this one?
Okay. So pretty much our entire product line is it's CO2 extracted, which is a very clean process for the CBD to go through, the cannabis. But then also it's hemp derived, so therefore it's legal in the United States. our entire line is 100% THC free. And that is super, super, super important to a lot of people because their jobs depend on it. They have that concern about getting high, even though you're not going to get high off CBD unless it's some crazy kooky CBD that's cooked up in a basement.
Sold at a gas station, probably.
Gosh, that hardly even ever has CBD in it. Most of the time, the gas station one is hemp oil, which leads me into my next point of every single batch of every single product, we get third-party lab tested. We don't just test the drum of oil. We actually get the final product tested so that you can see if this says that there are 300 milligrams of CBD in here, it is at 300 or it is darn close. You're not getting a bottle of hemp oil. And the big thing that sets us aside is it's all of our products are nano amplified, basically just smaller CBD molecules, helps to get into your bloodstream a lot faster, and you use a lot more of it, so less is going out through your waist. Yep, I love it.
What are some of the benefits of it?
The FDA very clearly states that CBD is not used to treat, cure, prevent, or diagnose any diseases. So anytime you have someone who's kind of telling you that it cures this, it cures that, just be hesitant on that because they're probably just trying to sell you. What it does do is it helps to alleviate a lot of the underlying issues. Like for me with my tailbone, it was the inflammation in my back. It was the achiness constantly. I was sitting in a cubicle. So I was in a desk, getting up, getting down, getting up, getting down. I was in pain all the time. So did it fix my broken tailbone? No, it didn't fix my broken tailbone, but I could move around a whole lot easier and I wasn't popping ibuprofen 8 times a day.
Right. And
it helps your body to just naturally be able to produce what it needs to produce to help get a little bit better. And as far as the kind of the stressful job that I had, I would take CBD about a half hour before meetings and things like that. And my chest wouldn't get red and I wouldn't feel like I just wouldn't feel so frustrated or anxious or worried. And I wouldn't feel like I had to automatically react when someone said something that was just mean. So it helps to kind of like calm the brain down a little bit. A lot of people use it if they have trouble getting to sleep, staying asleep. Mike with his shoulder, it didn't cure his bursitis, but it helps him. He can actually get through a session of drumming, which oddly enough, we realized yesterday that he hasn't drummed in a year, which is crazy.
Crazy.
But it helps him just to be able to get through that and not have that pain that he had.
Yeah, it's crazy because the whole genesis of this company is April wanted to start a CBD company. I have no idea what it is, what it does, whatever. So we reached out to a couple people who are already, kind of established in the business. One being all of our good friend Andy, Andy Follett. He really took his time, showed us the ropes, how to,
It was a phenomenal help.
Get our business off the ground. The way we wanted to focus more on the retail side of things. But he gave me one of his balms to use on my shoulder because at the time I couldn't use my arm. I was on disability from work. Like I could not lift my shoulder. I couldn't do anything. He gave me this balm and I used it. And after about a week, like, okay, that is April. Let's go ahead and see what we can do.
He finally believed me at that point.
Yeah, because I thought it was just it doesn't have weed in it. What's it gonna do? Like it's not gonna do anything.
Right.
But no, it really it. I'm a believer.
And something else that he noticed is when I would come home from work, I wouldn't talk his head off for like a half hour straight of this happened and that happened and then blah 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 blah. And I think it was probably like a week, and you were like, "So how's work going?"
and I wouldn't want to kill myself because of how much she was talking about how much she hated her job.
Yep.
Try taking some CBD when we get home.
Yeah, we gotta in the middle of the
We
day.
take it
all the CBD.
Drops
morning.
in our tea, and then drink that at work, and then
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
kind of it.
Yeah, and that's the
I-
nice thing
I-
too, is that it doesn't you don't get high. It doesn't
Right.
make it so that you can't function in society. Like that's what a lot of people think is that, oh, I won't be able to function. It's like an edible or something. No, it's completely different.
Completely different. Like there's times where I like leave to go to work, and I'm like, I forgot CBD.
Mhm.
I can feel the difference
Yep.
inside.
Right.
So I make sure we have it every morning.
I have one more question. Go ahead, Mike. What did you say?
I said I actually have a studio session tomorrow morning, and we'll see how the old shoulder does. It's either
Yeah.
going to be fine or you're never going to see me again.
He's gonna be back to the drumming tomorrow.
Yeah, so,
Well,
hire a drummer.
before we get into Human Champion, I just have one more question in regards to Eunomia. Obviously, in the past couple years, medical marijuana has made a huge step forward in a lot of places, Pennsylvania being one of them. I'm a card-carrying member and goddamn proud of it. Just became legalized today, actually, as we're recording on Friday, and they're expunging a ton of stuff. Anyway,
I saw it, yeah.
big stuff. It's very, very cool. My question is, have you guys ever thought about getting into the medical marijuana atmosphere? I mean, you guys are already in like kind of the ballpark of the obvious hemp, THC, obviously THC free, but hemp products.
Yeah.
Is it something that you guys have ever given thought to?
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
actually Sorry.
Yeah. We wanted to start with CBD and being completely free of THC, so we could offer it to people who can't have THC in their system for whatever reason. If you're in recovery, if you get randomly drug tested, if you just don't want to have it in your system for any reason, we felt that was really important to just be completely steer clear of. But the more doors open up, the more we can look into the other side of it and see what we can incorporate.
Yeah, our
in there as
biggest
well.
hurdle is banking. So that the banking regulations and the credit card processing, even having a site, it's just regulated so heavily right now. Even though it's been legal for years,
Yeah.
it takes time, and I understand it. We at one point we had an advisor telling us, because the largest CBD processor, Elevon, had shut down, so everyone who had a CBD company couldn't do payments after a certain date. So we were told, oh, just go ahead and set up a shell company over in the UK, and then you can have this and this and this. We're like, no, we're not doing that. And we were so lucky that Square, they started to let a few CBD companies in, and we were one of the first.
Wow.
And it's phenomenal to have them. But one of the stipulations is, if they audit your site, you better have your third-party lab testing, you better be hemp derived, and you cannot have THC. So them and our bank, they both are super specific on that. So luckily we check all the boxes every audit we get.
Yeah.
But yeah, once it opens up more on a federal level in different states, then the banking and the credit card processing will follow suit, and it'll open up doors for us.
How many times have you guys been audited?
We get audited every year
Okay.
by our bank, definitely. But then there's just random audits.
Okay.
Like we had one about 3 months ago where they said you have 48 hours to provide all of your COAs, so all of your certificates of authenticity, just everything showing what we have. I was like, all right, I have it right here. So it's just, they watch. Because people lie. They do. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Well, very interesting stuff, and I'm really happy for you guys, and I'm really happy that you guys are a part of the team, and that we're going to be working very closely together. And I hope that it works for all of us. I really think it will. To break off a little bit, I want to talk about Conspiracy Moms,
Yay.
the new album from Human Champion.
Yes, sir.
This is a great album, dude.
Thank you, man.
I was listening to it when it dropped. I listened to it a couple times through today because I knew we were going to be talking, and I really enjoy it, man. I've always enjoyed your work and how detail oriented it is, and how just because I know you, right, and I've known you for so long, and I'm also a music producer myself. I kind of try to visualize you when you're making your music when I listen to it, and like when I listen to this album, I kind of just imagined you as like this like wild scientist dude, just kind of like in this lab somewhere, and just like in this like fantastical world that you were just like creating, and like because this album is so vibrant, and it's like, dude, I love it. I love it very much. Tell me about it. How did you come up with Conspiracy Moms? Who was a part of the project? Let's start there.
Mhm.
Who is Human Champion?
So Human Champion is, for all intents and purposes, I do a majority of the writing and basically all the instrumentation. So on this album, the vocalists are Josh Rowland and William Kleinberg, who are both buddies of mine. We used to be in a band together. We still write together sometimes, but they just hopped on just to write vocals and lyrics and whatnot. It's a really weird album. It's kind of weird songs that I wrote a long time ago that didn't really fit anywhere else. City of Dudes I wrote while we were still working together at Sonco.
Yep.
And that was 2013.
Yep.
I think. Same with Outer Space is a Lie. I wrote that when we were working at Sonco.
Wow.
Basically, both of those I released like an EDM type album called Diamond Dudes in 2015.
Yep.
And both of those songs were going to be part of that album, but that album was already an hour long, and I needed to cut that way down. So I just kind of put them away for a long time and didn't come back to them for a while. All the drums were recorded like 2 years ago at Todd Yetter's house in his basement. The lovely and talented Todd Yetter, of course. And just slowly came back to working on them once I re-recorded guitars, all that, just nonstop, just messing with, synthesizers and things like that. And I figured I'm just not happy with it, just keep messing with it. So I just gave myself a date of August 31st. I have to be done with it. Whatever is done on it, I'm releasing it. So got with Josh and Billy. I'm like, all right, guys, we have like a month. Let's finish writing, recording. All of the little segue tracks in the middle of like every other song I wrote all of those recently, like within the last year. And just put them in as started out as kind of filler, but then I started, toying with them and whatnot a little more, and it's weird.
You're right. It is a weird album. Like at times listening to it, I was like, that's weird. But like, again, because like, I know you so well, I'm just like, it's him.
It's
like,
Dunn.
I love it. And like, that's not to say that I wouldn't like it if I didn't know you, but because I know you, it just adds such a different dynamic to it, because like, I can visualize you. And I do this with most music I listen to. I try to visualize the artist going through the process of making their music, because music is such a personal thing, and it's such it's a view into you. And you definitely get that vibe here.
That you're a weirdo?
That he's a weirdo. He's a classic weirdo. So I'm so fucking hyped though, because to know that you wrote two of my favorite songs while we were working together, and you were actually featured on an Organic Theory project during that time.
Oh yeah, I remember that vocally, which I do no vocals on this album or ever, because I hate my voice. But yeah, I sang the hook for your one song. Yeah,
you should.
It was a song called "For the Bitches." I'll play it for you later. He sang the hook, and I remember because we were driving home from work together, and I was like, yo, man, check out this beat, man. I don't know what we're going to do yet. And you actually like wrote the hook, and like that was the song. Like we were just like, okay, this song is for the bitches. This song is for the bitches. And I'm just like, dude, that's
Oh my
perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, man, I like getting weird with it. The Outer Space is a Lie, the song that features Josh Rowland, Dr. Josh Rowland now.
Yes.
His vocals, we recorded them on my laptop at a community park in the middle of the day up in Macungie. If you listen to the isolated vocals, like just his vocal track with no gate on it, anything like that, you can literally hear a family having a party in the pavilion next to us. So you can like hear kids like having a good time, people drinking and talking about like whatever during like the quiet parts. Is really funny.
Wow.
But we take really weird approaches to making music together. Me, Josh, and Billy, we've always had like really weirdly tuned guitars, just broken amps, just playing really weird venues. When we were in a band back in the day, back in like 2009 to 2010, I think, in that 1 year, I think we've played probably 35 to 40 shows.
Wow.
We would play once, twice a week, all around Philly, mostly like at the Fire was our home base.
Yeah.
And we played all kinds of we would fit
The
in
M
like,
Room and
yeah, the
all
M
sorts of
Room,
places. Yeah.
Johnny Brenda's, I think. And we always wanted to, we used to make this weird pirate rock music and record it really badly, but we would love it. We got a really good reaction, but Josh and Billy both have really busy careers now, and both can't, devote the time to do it full time. But we'll write another album down the road. But what I'm working on next is I'm working with Keith Gibbons, who is the current bass player for The Color Fred, and he was the lead singer of a band called Modern Suits a few years ago. And I had no idea who he was. I was actually looking for a drummer on Band Mix, and one of his songs was on there that featured the drummer who recorded it. And I was like, forget the drummer. Who is this singing? And they didn't have the band. He didn't have the band name or anything. Just the song name. So I had to like Shazam it. Nothing came up. I had to like do all this digging to find out who he was. I'm like, oh, okay, this guy's actually established. Just send him a message like, hey, dude, I'm working on this stuff. Can you help me out? So we're working on some new stuff. Actually, some songs from Diamond Dudes that are being reworked because he found that and listened to it, and now he wants to work on that, which is
Yeah,
fine
you
with
really
me.
like that.
Yeah. so you'll hear some of that stuff coming back. But it's always working on stuff, man. Always.
That's incredible, man. No, I'm very excited for you creatively, of course. And I'm actually going to be starting to make music pretty regularly as well. So we'll talk more about that another time. But
also, I got a shout out. Also, you asked me who was all on the album. It is Josh Rowland, Billy Kleinberg. They're in two parts in Outer Space is a Lie and another track called Skeleton Beach. The guitar solos are done by Ryan Mole, who is a
He's awesome.
He's one of my favorite musicians to play with. I've been playing with him for a long time.
Electric Church and stuff.
Right? Yeah. He's a guitarist in Electric Church.
And he's such a nice guy.
Monster. Yeah. He's a monster on guitar.
You know what's funny about him? Like every time I've seen him and we've talked and our social media interactions and stuff, one of the nicest guys ever. Yeah. But then like when you see him, super intimidating. Like I would never fuck with him. Like if I just didn't know him and like I just saw him out like at a bar or something, I would just be like, I'm drinking over here. Like no, but just like I would just never want to be like because I wouldn't want to offend him. He would beat the fuck out of me.
He's a sweetie pie.
He was in the Rollers too, right?
Yeah. That's how we met. He came into the Rollers. Also,
Mike's been in about 100 bands.
Yeah. Also on the first track. On the first track, Skeleton Beach, there's some horns at the end, which I had Vince Tampio, who's a Philly-based horn player and musician. The dude is awesome. I called him or I contacted him like a week before I released the album, like because I just thought the end of the song needs something horns. I'm like, dude, can you like if I send you this track, can you just and I laid it out on like MIDI keyboard. Here's the notes. Can you do this? And he sent me like 14 tracks of horns, which I had to cut down a little bit, but he is fantastic, fantastically talented. I think he just released an album as well, or is releasing an album soon. Vince Tampio, check him out on Facebook, and Ryan Mole as well. So they're both awesome guys.
Yeah. Everybody that's obviously when I was listening to it, I don't know who's doing what, but it's just like I said, so well put together. And I know that you know a ton of super talented individuals. People like Ryan, who like first time I saw him and you guys playing with Electric Church, I was like, holy shit, that guy is shredding right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, very, very cool stuff. We're gonna play. What song are we playing right now?
I think this is Outer Space is a Lie.
You want to play that first?
Oh, wait, City of Dudes.
Or no, City of Dudes.
City of Dudes.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, this one has Billy Kleinberg on vocals.
Sweet. We're gonna check it out right now. Here we go.
All right.
City of Dudes. We'll be right back.
It's nothing new to me. I wear ionic shirts to decrease my negativity. You're like a pill to me. I medicate, don't meditate. Like every flips of energy, the bonding is a thrill to me. All these dudes around, all these dudes about. Where's Mr. Wonderful? Mr. Unbelievable. All these dudes around, all these dudes about. Where's Mr. Wonderful? Mr. Unbelievable. Mr. Wonderful. Mr. Unbelievable. Where's Mr. Wonderful? Mr. Unbelievable. And all these things you do to me, it's nothing new to me. I'm talking about myself, choking all my credibility. You remember Tuscany and what that did to me? I needed penicillin from that unprotected memory. All these dudes around, all these dudes about. Where's Mr. Wonderful? Mr. Unbelievable. All these dudes around, all these dudes about. Where's Mr. Wonderful? Mr. Unbelievable. Mr. Wonderful. Mr. Unbelievable. Where's Mr. Wonderful? Mr. Unbelievable. All these dudes around. With Mr. Wonderful. Mr. Unbelievable. All these dudes are good. All these dudes are bad. With Mr. Wonderful. Mr. Unbelievable. With Mr. Wonderful. Mr. Unbelievable.
City of Dudes from Human Champion.
There's
Yes,
a cat
sir.
walking in front of me.
Absolutely incredible, man.
Ironic, because our bathroom smells like cat pee right now.
Yeah, get used to it. That's your life now.
No way.
He's
No.
just a little stressed out.
Yeah, they're stressed out, dude. Moving and big changes. They
Say
don't like
New
changes.
sounds and everything.
It's my point. It's my actually. Let's just
Yeah.
let's just dive right in.
Oh,
Let's just dive.
what's that?
Point. Is there a point to this? What is your point?
Are you just gonna sit there and look stupid?
All right, my point this week is that our entire apartment smells like cat piss, and
Not the
I
whole apartment.
can't fucking stand it. It is the most offensive smell to me. There is not much besides pickles, cat piss. Pickles and cat piss are like right next to each other. for me.
No, come
You know what? No,
on.
you're right. You're right. Cat piss is definitely above pickles.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Cat piss is fucking offensive. The difference between cat piss and pickles is that cat piss lingers.
Yeah,
Pickles, you can close the cap and it's gone.
yeah.
Cat piss, everything you do, nothing matters.
We have our strongest candle burning right now,
The strongest
and it's
candle,
doing nothing.
the strongest candle, everything we can possibly think of, everything you can spray on
Just
it.
trying to wash things doesn't.
You have
even-
to like double wash things when someone pees on them. It's bad.
Yeah.
I
Cats don't they don't like change. They're very routine oriented. So if you do a big move, something like that, they're gonna get real upset.
It's just really weird because when we got him the end of December,
Mhm.
and he adjusted quickly. He had no accidents. Like, you just went from living in a shelter to an apartment. Do you know what I mean? So you kind of figured we would have had some of these issues when we first got him while he was adjusting, but he pretty much got along with Finn almost right away. Like, he settled really quick. So I'm just surprised that with this move, he's taking longer to adjust.
what I'm going to add to his routine is I'm going to pee on him every fucking day. And every fucking day, at least once a
please
day,
don't.
I'm going to fucking pee on this cat.
No.
Because you know
No, he's
something?
not.
This fucking cat, all he does around here is just fucking lay around here. He bitches all the time. Meow, meow. Shut the fuck up. All you do, you don't pay no bills, zero responsibility, and this fucking thing pees on the couch. We've had this couch less than 6 months, Jackie.
Well, since the end of January,
We've had this
brand new couches.
brand new couches, brand new
We even-
apartment.
We even had a protector on it because it was starting to, like, what's it called, pilling or whatever.
Yeah.
And it went through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing really beats cat piss. There's it'll fade, but it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there for a little bit.
We obviously, Taylor posted something on Facebook looking for suggestions. So we have a couple of products that will be arriving in the next day or so.
Yeah. We
That
can't
better-
put our shoes next to the front door anymore because they'll just piss on them.
Yeah.
Better be worth the money. Let me tell you
Yeah.
something. I like this cat. I give you a lot of shit because of this cat. I like the cat. I don't love the cat. I like
The cat loves me.
Cat loves you. That's why we got him for it. And shout out to all the people on Facebook who responded to my post. Very, very helpful stuff. And
Minus the harmful negative things.
I talked about last week a little bit. We talked about the movie The Social Dilemma and the perils of social media, but this was a moment of positivity and people reaching out and helping us, and I appreciate that. So, Jackie, what's your point?
I want to talk about dreams. Has anybody ever had a dream that felt real. When you woke up, you were convinced that it was real.
Oh, I've been angry at Mike after many a dreams. Like, woke up so angry at him, just looking at him like, how dare you?
My dreams have a lot of strange reoccurring themes, and I kept a laptop next to my head for a long time because when I would wake up after a really intense, weird dream, I would just flip it open, broken sentences, just describing it, and then not looking at them for a long time, and then reading them back. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like there's some really like reoccurring strange things, but all super realistic. And when I wake up, I'm like, oh man, what? No, or thank God. Oh my God. Oh holy shit. Yes, I'm not going to prison.
I had a very, very real feeling dream this morning to the point where I woke up. It was probably like 4:00 in the morning, and I had this pit in my heart, not even my stomach, my heart. And I was sobbing, silently sobbing, because I didn't want Taylor to be concerned. Like, I was okay. I needed a minute to be like, that is not real. It did not happen. Yeah. Everything's okay. So, and it took me all day. Like, I just had to keep myself busy. And then it was on the car ride home, and I started sobbing, talking about it.
Yeah.
And he's like, maybe that shouldn't be your point tonight. It's like, I think because we're talking about it now and I'm getting out, like I will be okay. But essentially, I had a dream that my parents died in a plane crash, and they never recovered their bodies. We couldn't bury them, and it had been like 2 years, and I was like, we never found their bodies. Like, what if they're still alive? And Taylor, my dream was like, it's virtually impossible for them to even survive the crash, let alone wilderness or anything of that nature. But it's just like, it dawned on me that like, I'll never see them again. I'll never speak to them again. And I just had this pit in my heart. And I was just like, God, you snap out of it. It's not real. And I was like, I was so afraid to fall back asleep.
Yeah.
I didn't want to jump back into that bullshit. So
that's terrifying when you have those kind of dreams, because then you're like, wait, is this one of those examples of, hey, I dreamed something and then it came true, and you're like, no, it's not.
No. Yeah. There'd be no
so scary.
They're not traveling anytime soon.
I used to have sleep paralysis.
Yeah,
really bad. Like I would get it every night for like a week straight, and then it wouldn't happen for like 6 months. But then we could just can't sleep, just having nightmares while I'm half awake and like hallucinating because your brain is still dreaming, but your body is asleep, but your eyes are open.
And he would always
breathe, and you can't. Yeah. I taught myself how to get out of it, which if I could start breathing really, really heavy and fast, and that's how April would know to wake me up. So I go, she'll wake up and just shake me awake. That was the one thing I could learn how to teach myself to do while you're in the midst of a
which is terrifying
goddamn nightmare. Yeah.
Not only is it terrifying for Mike, but it's terrifying for you because you're like, you don't even know what he's seeing or feeling.
Right.
Yep.
So something is very, very wrong.
It's
I remember the first time he did it, I was like, oh my gosh, he's done, like, what is happening? And I shook him open, and I shook him up, and he was like, oh, thank you. I'm like, what just happened here?
It's usually with sleep paralysis. There's food on the floor. There's someone sitting at the end of my bed. There's there's no lights in the room, but my bedroom door is open, and I can see the silhouette of a person yelling my name, but really quietly.
Wow.
And I can't see who it is, and I can't move. I can't. And even though I know after a period of time, it's like, okay, this isn't real. Brain is still in panic mode, and you can't fucking control. I almost broke my teeth, like trying to move. It's horrible. I haven't gotten it in like probably over a year now, but
knock on some fucking wood right now.
Yeah, knock on wood.
Yeah,
it's funny too. Taylor woke up not long after I woke up, and he's like, I think, are you mad at me, or did I have a dream you were mad at me?
I've had dreams where she's mad at me. April, opposite of you, I wake up and I'm like, shit, why is she mad at me? I didn't do it.
I do.
I was like trying not to let him know. I was just sobbing silently, and I was like, no, I'm not mad at you. I had a fucking nightmare, and I'm not mad.
Yeah. Like the only I don't have like reoccurring dreams where it's the same thing over and over again, but I do have zombie dreams.
Themes, yeah, like a zombie.
I have zombie dreams. Not as frequently as I used to, but like I would always wake up from them and go back to sleep, and it would always pick right back up. And
I've never had that. I've never gotten back into the same dream after waking
I
up.
hate that when that happens, when you're like, all right, I'm going to fall back to sleep. And then you're like, ah, shit, it's back again.
Do you ever have a dream inside of a dream?
Yes.
Yeah. That's trippy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very trippy.
Yeah. I fly a lot in my dreams, which is weird.
You're trying to run and you can't.
Is there a thing like a meaning if you have a dream where you're flying? I don't remember what it is, but there's a meaning behind it.
I don't remember what that one is, but I also used to all the time for years. I had a dream where my teeth were falling out, and it would just be tooth after tooth, like so many teeth that it's just impossible that there's that many teeth. Yeah. But that was basically, I think what I looked at was just that you are so overly stressed out right now that you cannot handle anything.
Yeah. Yeah. What does it mean when you're half in the mall and you look over, but you're also at the beach, and your friend won't shut the fuck up about his luggage? And like, dude, I can't help you. Like, I'm trying to deal with this right now. I'm trying to run, but I can't. I'm trying to move. I can't listen to you right now. But it's also every time I look back, it's a different person.
One thing that I'm always thankful for in my zombie dreams is that I'm like way cooler in them. Like I'm faster. I'm like way more athletic. I look like me, but like I'm like I survive. I've never died in one of these things, and I know goddamn well that I would die day one in a zombie. There's no question in my literal mind.
But you have to like try.
I mean, believe me, I will die. I will.
He's just making that clear. You still have to try, even though you know you're going to die.
I will die. There's no question.
We all will die at some point. We know this, but we still fight. Okay.
Do you guys have points? I know you guys are guests, and sometimes people have points, and they sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. Yep. You do have one?
Yeah. I was thinking today. This may not be an original thought, but it did occur to me lately. Television. So back in the day when TV was still just TV, you had to pay monthly for all these channels, right? So now with everything being split up, because of the internet, you can get Disney on its own, you can get NBC on its own, you can get all of it separately, and you have to pay separately for all of it. I think it's all just coming back around now that I don't know what company it's going to be that'll take all of your internet provided streaming services and channels, and we'll group it in for one monthly cost of what'll probably be double of what you would pay for normal TV.
Just full money or full whatever it is.
It'll probably be Comcast.
Cable again.
Yeah. Right. You guys had fun for a while. You could divvy it up, but no, we're gonna go back to TV. It's gonna be a brand new concept. Everything together for one low monthly price. $139.99.
Nobody's gonna believe it. They can't handle the convenience.
Revolutionary.
You're gonna do away with remotes. You have to get up and turn the dial on the actual.
That's the way that you can get your steps in. They'll just
streaming content is cyclical.
10, right? And channel 3 is what you play your video games on.
Yep. Yeah. Exclusive video game channels. It's going to be channel 3. Everything's just going to be numbered now, and it's going to be random.
Did you say channels like plural? Because it's really only one.
Yeah.
April, what about you? What's your point?
My point is that the insurance company is a scam. It's just that's my point. Is 2 years ago, I thought that I didn't have insurance, which turns out that I did have insurance, but I had to have a surgery and I had to go to doctor's appointments, and I spent $599. That was the max. That was all that they were going to charge me at those places. And now I have insurance, which I had insurance all along, and our deductible is $12,500. So I have to spend $12,500 in order to just get them to actually pay for more stuff when I didn't have insurance. Everything was cheaper. So insurance is a scam. That's my point.
Except if you work for Wegmans with
oh my gosh, their insurance is the best.
Shout out to Wegmans, dude. You guys had the best insurance. That's when I hurt my shoulder. I was out
Yes.
for probably 4 months, everything paid for. Rehab,
insane.
fixing my shoulder, everything paid for.
Wow.
I
Loved
have to
it.
pay a dime. Nothing.
Yep.
Time off, like 4 months off work. It was fantastic.
Question: did you hurt your shoulder at work, or was it outside of work?
I think I finally pushed it over the edge at work when I was moving. It was almost Thanksgiving time, and I was helping unload a truck that was full of 50-pound turkey
Frozen turkeys.
boxes. And dude, I was so fucking mad. I was just taking them. I was throwing them into the cooler. And after I was done, and after about like 5 minutes, my shoulder cooling down, just no, I can't move my arm. I can't move my arm anymore. And I think that finally did it. But years of not warming up before playing really hard, just not taking care of it preemptively, I think is really the majority of it. But I think that's what
The turkeys threw it over the edge.
Fucking turkeys.
Fucking turkeys, man.
Yeah.
Well,
They'll get you every time.
very good points, everybody. Very good points. Let's do late review.
I know it's a little late, but
You're just hearing about this?
can't believe I'm just hearing.
Why didn't I know about this sooner? So my review tonight, we just finished it up today as we were recording. It's on Amazon Prime. It's a smash hit.
10 out of 10 instant class.
It's a show starring Keith Urban,
Stop it.
and it's absolutely fantastic. The Boys. If you haven't heard of The Boys or are unfamiliar with it, Keith Urban is Butcher is his name. Nicole Kidman's husband.
No.
He's in it. And these guys are basically they're after the superheroes. Superheroes are like kind of, the bad guys in
They're
the
not,
show.
yeah, they're superheroes are just not what you expect them to be. They're not like these good, proper, like good Samaritan type people.
They're
actually
fucking bad.
pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Assholes, yeah.
And Keith Urban and his group of the boys are there to basically like bust these superheroes and kind of they're trying to kill these guys. And Keith Urban's probably my favorite character in the show.
It's really Carl Urban. I'm gonna ruin this.
Nicole Kidman's
No, Carl Urban.
I was gonna say Keith Urban's a bitch.
Right. Keith Urban,
Exactly.
right. Carl Urban's in the show. Nicole Kidman's husband.
No, stop. He does this all the time.
Nicole Kidman's husband is in The Boys, and he's really good at it. Carl Urban, right? Nicole Kidman.
Carl Urban.
Nicole Kidman's husband.
No,
Right.
not in the show.
Right. Keith Urban is really good in the show, and by far his best performance, I feel like, in his career. Like I love him in this show.
Yeah, he's
all
great.
the characters are great in it, and season 2 just ended, and it was a great ending. Like I can't wait for season 3. 10 out of 10 instant classic. 10 out of 10 instant classic as the first of the season. 7.7 or whatever we were doing last week.
Yeah. 7.7.
9.22.
We're not putting more round or half numbers.
10.0 fucking instant classic. Go check it out. If you're a Keith Urban fan, go check it out.
Carl.
And if you want to support Nicole,
Carl Urban.
right, Nicole Kidman.
No.
So, Jackie, what's your review?
So I'm gonna review because I randomly thought about this earlier. John Mayer's first album, Room for Squares.
Did he date Nicole Kidman too?
No,
No,
absolutely not. He dated a lot of different celebrities.
They did.
Has
He
he ever
is a male whore.
has he ever done any songs with Carl Urban?
No, because
I think he did the soundtrack of that TV show that you were just talking about.
The one with Keith Urban, Nicole Kidman's husband.
stop it. I'm over your joke. Okay,
It's been a joke for so long since
It's been
season 1.
so long.
Since season 1, I love it. I just love it.
No, so I listened to that album when I was in high school, is when that came out. And I don't know why. It just randomly popped in my head. I'm like, I don't have this album on my Apple Music. So I downloaded it today and listened to it almost all day. And I was like, my God, I love this album. Did you guys ever listen to it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard that album. I do have a closet John Mayer song that I really like. I don't remember the name of it. I think it's the first track off of the album where he's just like standing there with his guitar. It was like real early on. I think it was maybe his first or second album.
I've only really ever listened to his first album. I've liked pretty much almost any song that he put out on the radio. But
let me Google it here.
yeah, I'm gonna look him up too. But I mean, just this like it was nostalgic.
Yeah.
He's got great lyrics. I mean,
What was the album called?
Room for Squares. Am I saying that right? Yes, Room for Squares.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at Heavier Things, the first track off that album.
That's on there.
That's
There's no such thing.
a sizzler.
It's
Or no, I'm sorry.
He's like,
Clarity.
Clarity.
You don't know
I
that.
think that's
Is that what it
another
sounds
song.
like? Is that what it sounds like?
The two songs he released from Room for Squares were was No Such Thing and Your Body is a Wonderland.
that song.
Body is a wonderland.
Your
Right.
body.
That is
What would you rate the album?
I'm gonna go with a 9.5.
It's up there for you.
It's up there for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
He looks really happy on the cover. Is it a
Very
happy
happy.
album? Who was
I
he
don't know.
banging during this album?
I don't know if he was popular enough to be banging anybody.
Oh yeah.
I'm there.
Turn it off. They're gonna get.
Oh, are you gonna get a strike?
Turn
Are
it
you gonna get a strike for that?
Band
What
Heart
about that.
what song was that? Was that Clarity?
Yeah.
Okay.
by Keith Urban.
On that
By Keith Urban, yes.
on that album, the only one with a star next to it is Daughters.
Oh, that's the one he did.
That's a good song. I like that song.
That's the one he did with Nicole Kidman. Do you guys have a review? Anything to review?
I do. Mine is just quick. It is 11/22/63. It's a TV show that only had one season, and it had James Franco, who I don't like in anything, and I loved this show. And I'm very sad that they only had one season. Basically, James Franco is I think he's an English teacher. Yeah, an English teacher, and he lives in this little town, and he talks to this guy who has it's really weird. He has this like wormhole to go back in history, but only to 1960, I think it is. And he's been trying his whole life to save JFK, and then he ends up dying. So James Franco has to try to go back and save him. And it's a really good show, and they only had one season. So
Wait, what was it called again?
11/22/63.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Was that the date of that was the assassination,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
was when Keith Urban released his #1 hit, Your Body is a Wonderland.
You're a mess.
Which,
Yeah.
coincidentally, how he met Nicole Kidman.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a very stressful time. They were there for each other.
President.
Don't worry about it. I'm sure Netflix will pick it up. It'll be a Netflix original series sooner than you can.
I hope. It was so good. But I would probably rate that a 9.
9.
Mm-hmm.
It looked good, and I like James Franco. He's like hit or miss for me, but I like it looked good. It looked like it was like a more serious role for him, which I was interested in.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. We'll have to.
I
Check
really liked it.
We'll have to check that out for sure. Excellent show tonight, guys. Thank you so much for being on with us as well. Eunomia CBD. Go to eunomiacbd.com. Use promo code MBN. Get 20% off, free shipping and free shit. Like we said earlier in the show, it is a miracle. This stuff. It makes you feel great. It helps you with your stress. It helps you with your achy joints. It just like we said, it doesn't cure everything, but it just makes you feel better. Makes your problems and your stress and your achy joints and stuff a little bit more manageable.
And one quick thing is that I recently found is a good thing that not every CBD company does. We do same day shipping. If not, like if you order by 4:00 during Monday through Friday, we do same day shipping, and most people get their orders within about 3 or 4 days. I'm looking at other companies, and some are weeks behind in their orders, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
We already plugged the eunomiacbd.com, but is there anything else to plug for Eunomia? You guys have anything new, anything interesting, whatever you want to say to the audience?
Join the
Not-
letter.
Not too much right now. Just letting everyone know about our refer a friend. So if you're a current customer of ours, if you refer someone that's new, all they have to do is put your name, preferably your email address as well, so that we can contact you in their checkout order. So in the notes section, and you each will get $5 for your next order.
Oh, incredible.
Nice.
That's great. Mike, why don't you plug Human Champion? Where can we find your music? Where can we find you?
Everywhere you can get music, pretty much, except for physically, there are no physical copies of anything. No, you can go to Reverb Nation, iTunes, YouTube, Napster. We're on there. LimeWire. If you want to log on to AOL, you can get us there.
Spotify. There's basically everywhere.
I made a deal with Columbia House. You can get six CDs for a penny. Mine will be included. But no, anywhere, any like streaming service. I think we're on a bunch of them.
Yeah, and a couple, and there's some T-shirt options too on Amazon as well.
Oh yeah, we did get. There was a slight delay in T-shirt production, but we did just get our first test one, which I have here.
Oh, excellent.
So
what a great
I love it.
Thanks. So those will be going out to you'll be able to order those online soon, and some free ones are going out to some people that I really gotta send those out to.
This is where Conspiracy Moms came from, was this meme.
Yeah.
I can't see it. Yeah, so it's basically this lady saying, "Hold on, mommy's getting into another Facebook fight," and it's a baby in the background that's on fire saying, "Okay." So that's where the name came from.
So thank you. I should have asked earlier, but
yep. I just thought of that. We didn't say it earlier.
That and just the basic uprising of insane fucking people on the internet, and just you all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. And if you don't, go to patreon.com/Indian Network and sign up for $5 a month. Me and Carl Pinnell, another musician that you know very well, Mike.
He likes our lollipops.
He loves it. Yes. Him and Kat love Eunomia. We did a whole hour exclusive episode last week on Patreon about QAnon and different things associated with that. And since that episode, a plot to abduct and basically murder the governor of Michigan happened. So it's all crazy. Go out there, look into it, and or just sign up for Patreon and get all the real facts from us. Because this might be news to you. And that's it, guys. This was
fun.
That's a wrap. Thank you guys so much for being on the show again.
Thank you.
We're gonna leave the audience here with another track off of Conspiracy Moms. This one is called "Outer Space Is a Lie." Mike,
and this features Ryan Mole with you'll easily be able to hear his guitar solo apart from my very basic guitar skills. So and this one features Dr. Josh Rowland on vocals that we recorded outside in a park during a fiesta of some sort.
Mike, congratulations on the album, and
thank you
to both of you guys. Congratulations on Eunomia, and I can't wait to work more with you guys in this upcoming season of the Mike B. News Network. Here is Outer Space Is a Lie. Thank you guys so much. Peace out, Jackie.
Bye.
Peace out, guys. See you next
y'all.
Persistence in the eye alone will see us through, and drunken intellectuals will be there too. The needle and the cannonball, weapons are new, and the dry land is casualties on the city of you. Last night, I lost my face. I was all that I was meant to be. My mouth open wide, and yelled, "Listen." Commitment and defiance will see us through. And filthy heterosexuals will be there too. The needle and the cannonball, weapons are new. The footwear and its casualties upon the city of dudes. City of dudes. Shreds with a twinkle in your eye. I sat as if thinking of spooks, and then the whole world passed me by. I've been talking minerals with fancy criminals, eyeing up materials, flexing with imbeciles. She's been talking idioms, all doing videos. I don't need you anymore, fucking metaphors. I've been talking syllables, fucking with mandibles, eating lots of mineral to be small minimal. My cat eats cold cereal, cause she's a prairie dog. I've been eating night edibles, fighting with tentacles, flooding condominiums, human aquariums. The earth is a terrarium, but we are very dumb, wallow in delirium. Induced by Nexia, we don't think that anymore, but that's what TV's for. Resistance at the end is throws will see us through. We'll be huffing relaxation rose when we get there too. The needle and the cannonball, weapons are new. But relentless casualties upon the city of City of dudes. City of dudes.